Legacy of Queen. Right now we're backstage for this event with two of the major Queen fans on the bill tonight. Kirk and Lars of Metallica. Guys, are you having fun so far?
So far.
Doesn't get any better than this, does it?
I don't think it does. Did you guys ever see Queen when they were touring?
No, I actually had an opportunity to see Queen, but I got in trouble with my parents and was grounded, so I couldn't see the concert.
So sad.
I saw him in Copenhagen in like '76 or '77, like around Day at the Races, I think. It was incredible, absolutely incredible, blown away.
They were really underrated during their career by rock critics, and as an influence too. Do you think?
It's weird. I don't think that Americans really understand how big Queen is in Europe. I mean, here in England, they're like it's a national institution. Do you know what I mean? And me growing up in Denmark, I mean, they were one of the 2 or 3 biggest bands along like Deep Purple and Black Sabbath, and it just seems like most Americans just remember them for their kind of semi-disco hits, like Another One Bites the Dust and some of that stuff.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, they were just a great hard rock band,
But
not you. I'm talking about most.
Okay.
What do you make of Brian May as a guitar player?
He was great. I mean, he was the first guitarist that actually, one of the first guitarists that actually orchestrated his guitar parts and had a real distinct guitar tone.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Okay.
James is actually singing a song with Queen, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be lead singing. He's not even going to be playing guitar, which is...
What song is he going to be doing?
Stone Cold Crazy.
How are their styles meshing? Do you know? Has he reported back on this yet?
They had a rehearsal yesterday, which we were told to stay very far away from. And
exactly.
Also Tony Iommi is going to play. Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath is going to play rhythm guitar. So James is up there with the 3 guys from Queen and Tony Iommi. So it's like, I mean, he's just drifting around on clouds right now,
Think this will go to his head? Or?
I think it already has, yeah, because I saw him last night. He looked like he was like 12 years old again. It was incredible.
Okay, well, thanks for being here. We look forward to seeing you tonight. And we're going to take a look right now at a question that comes up with all of these sort of benefits. So this is a benefit to raise funds for AIDS.
Metallica,
research.
surprise. First of all, obviously, stop laughing. Get serious now. I want to talk about something that starts off Friday in Washington, D.C. I'm going to be there with MTV, so that'll be good for me. I get to see both bands. The Guns N' Roses and Metallica tour. How did the whole thing come about?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
I can't hear it. You guys keep it down.
Everybody quiet for a second. Come on. I'm trying to talk to these guys. Okay. I want to talk about, obviously, the Guns N' Roses and Metallica. Hey, Slash. It's been a long time. How you doing? How's the family?
This is funny. I didn't know.
Anyways,
it's a long story. Right?
The Guns Metallica tour. It starts off Friday in Washington, D.C., and we're going to be there. I'm going to be there with MTV, and you'll be watching it, or you in Washington. Everybody will probably be there. Right. And I assume that you guys will be there.
Yeah,
so tell me, how did the tour come about?
Just because, we've been buds for a long time.
A lot of late nights.
It was real simple. We go out, we get drunk, and we go, let's
I find that so hard to believe.
That's the honest to God truth. That's how it happened.
And was it pretty tough? I mean, putting this type of show together. I know in a lot of places.
It was complicated, but we dealt with each other as friends.
Most of the times, when the managers and the agents and stuff like that would sit there, and it would we'd have to call each other up and say, look, we got to just resolve this and stuff like that. So, me and him did a lot of the groundwork, and it's working out good.
So is it kind of you guys saying, hey, we just decided that
hey,
Guns N' Metallica
we're going on tour together, so you guys figure it out.
Just so everybody knows, this is like equal billing, and it's a complete Guns N' Roses show and a complete Metallica show, right?
That's one thing. It's a co-tour, all right? So it's Metallica and Guns and Metallica. That's that.
Full stages for both bands.
As everybody knows, it's
both
not
playing
like
full headline shows.
Anybody trying to pull some sort of star trip. It's really just a summer concert. It's gonna be cool.
And what are the kind of things? Any special surprise you want to give out, like about the stage? I know that you guys had that.
Well, we have our snake pit thing that we had indoors, and we have that kind of in stadium format.
So you're still going to let people in the middle?
Yeah.
Now,
we're going
are the same people going to be in the middle for the gun show too?
No.
You're gonna thump, right? Sorry, now you gotta get out.
No, the Metallica show, they do their trip and we do ours.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole idea was, you know, we do 2.5 hours of our thing, they do 2.5 hours of their thing, and it's completely different, you know.
Now, how long is sets? So you guys, I mean, this is like a whole day thing. They're gonna start at like 3 o'clock.
And there's also Faith No More.
Yeah, that's
you know,
another thing I wanted to ask you, because I know that Guns, you guys have always liked Faith No More. I know Faith No More opened up for you before.
A couple years ago.
So how did that
we
come
had
about?
them in Europe. No, we didn't have them, but they
Come on! So now we know how they got the tour.
they opened up for us in Europe and they were great.
Okay, one thing.
And Soundgarden as well. All right, just.
But Soundgarden isn't playing this
We're
show.
not going to be,
But
unfortunately, no.
they're not on this one. It's just.
Then we'd have to make it into like a 2-day event,
Exactly.
you know.
It's like, bring your sleeping bag. But they go for 2-day events. Just so. One thing that I want to get cleared up so everybody knows, Axl is out of jail.
He's out of jail. He's in court right now. I was like, hey.
So any members? Axl.
The situation in St. Louis is the prosecutor, which I don't know his name, he's I don't know what his point is, but he's trying to make a point, and luckily on our behalf, Axl's dealing with it.
Yeah, we saw Axl. He looked great. He looked like he had an okay time in
because
jail.
it's a joke. He was having a great time. I talked to him yesterday. And it's like, you know,
A lot of people just don't believe that this is happening.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people the last couple of days we've been hanging out. You know, it's a tour canceled, blah blah blah. It's like you know, we're going down to DC tomorrow.
Washington D.C. Friday.
We're going down to DC to do sound checks and stuff like that. They've been down there working for like a whole week, setting up like this enormous stage and everything, and we're going down there. It's reality.
People think it's some sort of like big hype thing, and it's not. You know, we set this up. We're doing this tour.
I think it's the type of thing for a rock fan to see your two favorite bands in the world probably playing together. It's kind of amazing.
You know, especially with Guns N' Roses, we have so many mishaps.
I find that hard to believe too.
So like for example, Detroit's flipping out because they don't know if we're going to play or not because we canceled there 3 times, and it's not like we don't want to play Detroit. It's just because we've had all these, you know, circumstances, we'll call them, which have prevented us from being able to get there. So we are playing, you know.
We're gonna be back.
Anybody in Detroit that's worried, you know, we are coming.
They will be there, as far as you know. And we're going to be back talking to Slash and Lars in a little bit, but right now it's time to check in with Matt Gallant with news. Matt. And I know you're going to be watching so you can find out all about Axl's arraignment, right? Anyways, we were talking a little bit about this tour, which is probably the biggest tour to hit ever. Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Faith No More.
Right.
And one thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier is there's a lot of big cities that you guys aren't going to hit, and it's not by your choice, right?
No, it's we sat down, like basically picked like the 30 biggest cities in the country, and when it came time to like Cleveland, Philly, Atlanta, I think Kansas City, places like that, they just said, stay away. And like we tried
St. Louis.
Yeah,
Yeah, St. Louis.
that was not one of the cities that was picked, believe me. But like the stadiums there, we tried like race tracks. You know, I mean, do you have a field? We'll show up and play in a field. You know, find us a sewer system. We're there. But I just want to tell all the kids in those cities that it's not because we didn't, you know, not for lack of trying. You know, all you guys in Atlanta and Cleveland and so on, you guys are gonna have to do a little driving, but hey, we tried.
Yeah, because sometimes people in those cities say, "Oh God, Guns and Metallica, they're forgetting about us." But you guys want to play all these cities, right?
Yeah,
You
we
want
sat
to play
down,
everywhere.
Yeah, we
Because
sat
I mean,
down.
even in LA, I know with the Rose Bowl, it took forever to finally say, "Hey, this Guns and Metallica show is going to be okay. You neighbors don't have to worry about anything." Which is another thing, you know, you might want to tell the people that go to the show, you love the screaming and yelling, but you know, make sure that everybody's kind
No, you got to get to a point where it's your show, yeah, but at the same time, it's got to be organized and it's got to be formulated to a point where you can get as many people into one place without having any like upheaval, you know. And then finally you start to narrow it down to, okay, this city, we played there before, so we know exactly it's going to be organized.
Because like one other thing,
Gotta make sure also that and
The
there's
rest-
places that
otherwise
they'll
it's
let
gonna
other
way
shows
out, yeah.
come in afterwards. You
and
know what I mean?
the other thing that I think like a lot of the people that go to these shows don't understand is when everybody goes nuts, it might be fun tearing out the chairs and throwing them up on stage, but you guys have to pay for that.
St.
you know?
Louis was a-
I know all about
It's like,
that.
yeah, let's tear up the chairs. Well, here's the bill.
I only
half a
have
Long Beach
one
arena.
amp that works still. I have one amp. I go on tour with one amp.
So scream and yell, go
Yeah,
nuts.
so-
but
But just
all that
remember,
kind of
if you guys
riding
start, rebel. See, the thing is, a lot of kids think, they start tearing out seats or, screwing up the place, or that they're rebelling against the venue or the promoter. But what they're really rebelling against is just us, because we have to, pay the bills, and it gives like all heavy metal a bad name because they don't want any more rock stars.
Yeah, that's why there's not shows in places like Cleveland and Philly.
It's a weird feeling.
Guys, thanks a lot for stopping by. And we'll see you in Washington. I'll be there for the First Guns Metallica Faith No More show. Coming up, we're going to crown today's 6 o'clock Slug Out champion. Here are the standings so far. I don't know what the standings are. Anyway, if you're not happy with that, call 1-800. I told you.
You guys are up for the big award. What do you think? Are you going to take it?
I wonder why we're here.
Well, Howard Stern's on your side. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess I think there's a good chance we might win it. It seems like a lot of people have been saying a lot of great things about Enter Sandman and stuff last year, and we've done 4 or 5 videos for this album. I think that looking back on the last year, it's probably still the one that's most recognized and probably the most successful one. So I'm crossing my fingers here.
This has been an amazing year for you guys. This big tour with Guns N' Roses, and then James Hetfield's on-stage accident in Montreal. Is he okay, or is he going to get better? What's the deal?
He's not great, but he's getting better and better every day. He's up in San Francisco right now for these 3-day break in the Guns N' Roses Metallica tour, seeing his specialist and so on. It's the fact that he's out there singing every day, the fact that he's sweating into the sores and stuff like that. It's not a pretty sight. I'll spare you the grisly visuals.
I was hoping we could continue along those lines.
Well, can you say blood blisters?
No,
he is getting better. He is getting better.
Yeah. Does this make you have second thoughts about pyrotechnics on stage at all, or was it just a freak accident?
After the incident, we've actually made him bigger and gotten more of them. We figured that would be like a perverse twist to the whole thing. So, but now we have a little bit of better communication with our pyro man about where we're supposed to stand and where the stuff goes on.
You looking forward to seeing anybody in particular play here tonight?
There's so many great bands here. I think this is definitely the best bill that's been assembled, from everybody to the Black Crowes to the Chili Peppers to everybody. I really look forward to seeing the Chili Peppers. I haven't seen them yet on this tour, and us and Lollapalooza have been kind of going back to back down in Texas and stuff the last week, and Kirk's been going out to Lollapalooza and stuff. I just can't get up that early in the morning. It's like, well, the show starts at 2. It's like, well, I've only been sleeping 4 hours by that time. So, I just look forward to seeing the Chili Peppers probably more than anybody tonight.
Okay, well, thanks for being here. Let's see what's going on now with Tabitha Soren. She's out in Celebrity World. Are you there, Tab?